Misery from 1990 is based on the Stephen King story, one of his best book-to-screen adaptations. It was directed by Rob Reiner, who I first knew from Spinal Tap, and then discovered how diverse his career is. The plot centers around a writer named Paul Sheldon, played by James Caan, who's driving down a snowy road when he loses control and crashes his car. He's rescued by a woman named Annie, played by Kathy Bates, who won the Academy Award for Best Actress. I thought it was near impossible for horror movies to win awards, but of course nobody calls Misery that. It's a dramatic thriller. Well, Annie just happens to be an obsessed fan of Paul's work, and also happens to be completely batshit insane.
I don't want her dead!
She's unhappy that he killed off the main character of his novels, so she holds him captive and forces him to write a new entry in his long-running Misery series, which he has grown tired of and exhausted of ideas. People are searching for Paul, but most of the world presumes him to be dead. Crippled and helpless, Paul is trapped with Annie and has no other choice but to write. As the tagline so eloquently puts it, Paul Sheldon used to write for a living, now he's writing to stay alive. Stephen King seems to be speaking directly about the pressure of writing, or more generically, of a working artist's constant pressure to show results of his work, to churn out finished products to please the demand of his fan base. That's something I can relate to, but not everyone can. You only know that lifestyle if you've been there, but even if you haven't, I'm sure Misery helps convey it in its own dramatic and exaggerated way. For a film with such a simple premise, it works amazingly well. Most of it takes place in one room with two actors, one who spends most of the time stuck in a bed. Sometimes it's the most minimal things that work best. You so badly want to see Paul get himself out of this predicament, but the odds are so against him. The tension is almost unbearable. Kathy Bates is phenomenal.
I go out of my way for you!
How she switches between being kind and gentle to downright monstrous. She is well deserving of the award. It's such a simple film that I can't go on talking much more about, or else I might ruin it. This is the type of movie that's almost too good for Monster Madness. It is a horror film, but it's so much more. All I can say is, just see it.